What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay, Monday night. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I really didn't even have time to do this show, but I said I was gonna do it, and I gotta do it. So I'm saying I just had to leave that background up there real quick, and then let's gonna get back to the OG background. Fly, Pelly, fly, man. But it's all good. It ain't about what happened today. It ain't about what happened yesterday. It's all about what's going on tomorrow, guys. So do a quick about 7, 8 minute video, let you know what I got. I got one play. I just did the Action Network podcast as well, Buckets podcast, and I gave out the Toronto Raptors plus the 1.5. I don't love these 5 games, but of the 5 games, this is one of my top lists. Well, I ain't gonna lie, actually. It's I always say that I don't love the slate, and then I end up finding some. But I feel like the Raptors gonna get it done in this particular game. It's not the sexiest pick. I know the Magic have been absolutely balling, but I don't like this spot for them coming first game home off a 4 game road trip, coming off a game where they played perfect versus the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers have really good offense. They didn't bring much. They didn't bring much offense or defense in that game. Magic were up by 40 at one point. They only won by 12, but you just can't look at the final score. They basically smacked the Pacers by 40 points in that game, man. But I don't like the spot for them here. I think the Raptors are starting to get. They're starting to get healthy. They're starting to get their offense better as well. And this is also a team that plays defense that could possibly lock up the Magic in this one as well. They lost to the Celtics only by 3 points in their first tournament game. So I'm saying I know there was the Celtics, but they only got one tournament game with a net rating of -3. So if they win this game and win it big, they could be 1-1, but like up there towards the top if their net rating is really good. Like say if they win this game by double digits, then you know what I'm saying Magic will be 1-2 in the tournament. Raptors would be 1-1, but with a nice net rating there, which they could come down to the tiebreaker, whatever, possibly wild card. But like I say, first game home off a 4 game road trip. They played 4 games in 6 nights on the road, man, and they just got done smacking up the Pacers in that one. This could possibly be a letdown spot for the Magic in this one, man. Raptors starting to find their groove, in my opinion, man. But like I say, the Magic, this will be their. They basically played 8 straight games in a different arena. The only time that they didn't was that back to back versus Chicago, but they've basically played like 6 or 7 of their last 8 games on the road. One of them looks like it's a home game versus the Hawks, but that game was in Mexico City, man. So I just feel like this is the particular spot that they could possibly really miss Fultz, or which Fultz he might come back in this one, saying it's a tournament game. But honestly, I don't care, man. I definitely think they're going to miss Wendell Carter Jr. in this one, man. Guys like Jakob Pertl could absolutely eat versus Bataze in this one. Schroeder, if he gets it going in this one, Scotty Barnes as well, man. They got Gary Trent Jr. coming off the bench. OG Anunoby's back. Precious Achua is back. I just feel like 1 through 8, the Raptors are starting to find a groove. And I feel like if with the new coach, if they want to win this in-season tournament, obviously you got to win this game, man. So I know the Magic been balling. This is the first game of a 6 game homestand. I just really feel like they dropped this game, man. But I'm gonna give you some other looks because I might end up playing some other stuff. For right now, this is the only look that I really like. But after looking at the other games, there are things to like, to be honest with you. But Raptors plus 1.5, that's the player of the day right there. It's not the sexiest pick, but I think it's gonna come through. That's the only thing that matters. Let's go over here to the streets of Philadelphia in this one. Don't really have this is the one game on the card that I don't really have much, to be honest with you. Like I don't even really have a lean on it. First off, the Cavs are missing too many guys. No Donovan Mitchell. Karis LeVert might come back in this one. You see what I'm saying? But they're just really thin right now. I'd like to have a full squad when you're going up against the Philadelphia 76ers, but they did just beat the Nuggets without those guys, without Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell. And they smacked the Nuggets up as well. They've lost 7 out of the last 8 meetings versus the 76ers. Sixers coming off a 2 game, they're coming off a 2 game road trip where they won both of those games. Cavs just came off a 2 game homestand. Can the Cavs still hang with them plus a 7.5, even without Mitchell and possibly Levert? You damn right. But I guess you could say I'd lean towards Cavs plus a 7.5. They are starting to find a groove, especially if you could at least get Levert in there. I think the bench is the whole thing with the Sixers. Starting 5 could bang with anybody. But remember, you got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen that you can throw at Embiid. So even though he still might have a good game or he still might ball, it's not just going to be all bells and whistles for Embiid in this one. You got a tough front court that you're going up against in this one. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be on Garland, and they're going to miss Okoro here too, who's going to stop Maxey in this one. But other than that, I think that they could possibly hang with them, but not a super strong feel on this game, man. Let's go over here to Atlanta real quick. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I just feel like there's some type of way you got to look towards back in the Pacers, man. The team, they came out, got smoked by the Magic. They were down 40 points in the first half of that one. And I know what it is. There was a sandwich spot between the tournament games. They had just beat the Philadelphia 76ers in a tournament game. That was the middle game right there. And you could tell they came out just horrible. They didn't even care about the game. Now, this is their next tournament game. The Pacers, some I've seen from them, they really want to win this tournament. I'm talking about, and if they win this game, then they're probably going to make it to the finals as well, man. So this is a must-win spot for the Pacers if they want to win a tournament. The only problem that I have here is that the Hawks, this is their third straight home game, and the previous two, they're coming off a loss as well versus the Knicks and Sixers. So if the Hawks were coming off a two-game win streak, I'd definitely be all over Pacers here. We know the Hawks play a little bit better at the house. They are only 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games, and only 2-4 straight up as well. So I still lean Pacers here. I lean their way in the first quarter to bounce back like early in this one. The Pacers are going to come out pissed. And you know what's crazy? If I had one strong lean on this one, it would actually be the first quarter under the spread. Now, it's hard to take Pacers games under, but I feel like to at least start the game, they're going to come out here and play at least a little bit more defense than they usually play. This team got absolutely chewed out by their coach. Everybody knew that they played a horrible game. I just feel like there's some type of way that I'd have to hop on Pacers. I don't know which spot is the best, or it could be full game, but I feel like to start this game, you're going to see a lot different effort for the Pacers in this one, especially if they want to win as well. So to be honest with you, like, I'm not playing it, but first quarter Pacers and the first quarter under, which should be somewhere around like 63, 64, I actually think you might see a little bit of defense played at least to start the game, because both teams are coming off some couple of bad losses. And the Hawks with 3 days off, remember, they like to shoot the ball and shit. They could be a little rusty in this one as well. That could also play a part into the Pacers possibly covering the first quarter and the first quarter going under as well. So those will be my looks on the game. Not super strong though, man. Let's go over here to Phoenix real quick. Suns land 13.5 at the house versus the Blazers. I love the Suns. I'm a bit higher on them than most people, to be honest with you. I can't lay 13.5 with them here. I know that it's a tournament game, but the Suns are the type of team where I don't think they're going to care. I mean, would they like to win a tournament? They would, but I don't think it's going to happen anyway, because if I'm not mistaken, they're in the same one as the Lakers, and the Lakers are looking like they're going to win it. So let me see. Yeah, so Suns are 1-1 already. If the Lakers win tomorrow, then they're basically going to win it anyway. They're basically going to win that bracket anyway. So I don't think the Suns can win it. They probably know it. This is basically just a regular game to them. But even so, I do lean Blazers. As ugly as it is, I do lean. It's more of like I don't trust the Suns laying 13.5 without their big three in a game that they're not going to care as much about. Is probably the Blazers. They're not going to win the tournament either. But all you need is them to care a little bit more. And 13.5 is like them. They're getting 21 in the NFL. You see what I'm saying? But one hidden angle here. DeAndre Ayton going back to Phoenix in this one. His PRA is at 24.5. Now, I don't bet on a lot of props, but I'm telling you right now, I think that's just too low. I think Ayton is going to come in this game with a chip on his shoulder. And I feel like the 24.5, he could get that with points and rebounds, in my opinion. I think Ayton goes for like 18 and 10 in this game. That's just what I feel like. 18 points and 10 rebounds. So this is a DeAndre Ayton revenge game. His team is ass. But for him, in his matchup versus Nurkic and no real center coming off the bench for the Suns, some tells me Ayton's going to tell Chauncey Billups, hey, play me 40 minutes in this game. I want to show them what they were missing going back to Phoenix. So that's a sneakily good look there. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's like a DeAndre Ayton revenge game, chip on his shoulder type of game in this one. But I also think that would correlate with Blazers keeping it close as well. I don't see them winning, but I think Blazers plus 13.5 probably going to cover this shit. And that DeAndre Ayton over 24.5 PRA, if people look at the game like I do, I think that shit's going to go up by in the morning, or at least juice to the over in that one, guys. Last game, Lakers land 8 versus the Jazz. One thing I kind of thought about last night in the bed, I said the Lakers probably want to win this tournament. Even more than it, the NBA probably would like for LeBron, y'all know how it is, man. LeBron James, they'd like for him to be in that Final Four going to Vegas. You see what I'm saying? Or at least like up there somewhere. It just be good for ratings and TV ratings and shit like that. If LeBron and the Lakers were like one of the final teams left, and that's just how the NBA works, man. So that's how I'm looking at it. I heavily lean Lakers there minus the 8. I know LeBron is questionable. Honestly, I think whether he plays or not, the Lakers are definitely winning the game. They're definitely going to win that bracket in the tournament, and I think they're going to be in Vegas, my guys. and the Jazz, I mean, they're nothing to write home about, in my opinion. They're not a horrible team, but I just don't think they're any match for the Lakers in this one, especially in a tournament game. And if the Lakers win this one, they'll be 4-0 and they're going to Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how I'm looking at it, man. That's how I'm looking at it. Lakers -8. That's the only way I could look in this one. Top play for me is the Raptors plus the 1.5. Honorable mentions: super small lean Cavs plus 7.5. You definitely need LeVert in there. Another super small lean Pacers in the first quarter, and Pacers Hawks first quarter under. And I'd even lean Pacers full game as well, the way the Hawks playing recently. Blazers plus a 13.5. That's actually a strong lean. Blazers plus 13.5, and DeAndre Ayton over 24.5 PRA, which I might throw a little sprinkle on that shit, like a little tiny little sprinkle. You see what I'm saying? But also Lakers -8 as well. I think that's the right side as well, my guys. But one play of the day for me, Raptors plus the 1.5. I got to hit 10 straight, man. I got to hit 10 straight. Basement J is here. I put a little time aside for you guys to do this video. I hope y'all appreciate it. If you like the early looks, the overnight looks, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Tell as many people you can that like to bet. J Money over here putting out free picks on YouTube, my guys. Let's get on the streak, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's go.